Welcome to Barbecue Stories. Hit that like button and subscribe. We're Barbecue Stories, and we're deeply grateful for each and every one of you. Drop a comment below and let us know where in the world you're watching from. We want to hear your voice. Now let's begin. Cole Anderson's fingers trembled, not with fury, but with the chilling clarity that comes when the veil of illusion is torn away. For months, he had fought to make it work with Marissa, his fiancée. At 32, he was disciplined, a man who poured his soul into a demanding architecture firm, believing in structure, in order, in building not just houses, but futures. Marissa, at 29, was his opposite, a free spirit, a tempest, someone who fed on attention, and that attention often came from her best friend, Dylan, a man who treated Cole's home like his own personal playground. Dylan had a key, given to him by Marissa without a second thought. He'd barge in unannounced, drain Cole's whiskey, leave dishes strewn about, even crash on their couch after nights of reckless indulgence. Cole endured it all, for love, for peace, but love cannot flourish where respect has withered away. Then came the night Cole finally asked for boundaries. Marissa, we need our space. Could Dylan at least text before showing up? And I'd prefer he didn't have his own key. Her response wasn't understanding. It was scorn. God, Cole, you're so controlling. Why are you so insecure? The very next evening, the truth revealed itself. Cole scrolled through his phone and froze. Marissa had posted a selfie, pouty lips, a dramatic filter, with a caption that read, "Feeling so suffocated lately. Some people think love means a cage. OMG, I just need freedom." The comments flooded in. "Yes, Queen, live your life. Don't let him control you. You owe no man anything." Cole didn't rage. He simply stared at the screen, his heart heavy with the weight of her public betrayal. She hadn't just humiliated him. She had turned their relationship into a spectacle, casting him as the villain.
That night, while Marissa basked in the hollow validation of strangers, Cole began his quiet rebellion. No shouting, no pleading, just precision. He opened his laptop and, in 20 minutes of cold, calculated typing, dismantled 2 years of shared dreams, canceling the lease renewal, pausing the wedding venue reservation, scheduling a move-out inspection. The next morning, Marissa waltzed in, tossing her purse onto the counter as if nothing had changed. Cole said nothing. He didn't argue. He didn't explain. His silence was more devastating than any words could have been.
2 days later, the landlord's email arrived. Notice of non-renewal. Pre-move-out inspection scheduled. Marissa's phone exploded with notifications. Then came the frantic call. "What the hell did you do, Cole?" His reply was icy, unshaken. "I gave you the freedom you wanted. You said you felt caged. I opened the door." The line fell silent, but Cole knew this was only the beginning. Marissa wasn't used to silence. His calm unnerved her more than any outburst ever could. The evening after the landlord's email, the door swung open without warning. Dylan strolled in as if he owned the place, grinning with that infuriating, smug confidence. Cole didn't flinch. "Buddy!" Dylan said, slumping into Cole's armchair. "We need to talk!" Cole barely glanced up from the box he was labeling. "Do we?" Dylan leaned in. "Marissa is a wreck. You've destroyed her. Canceling the lease? The wedding? Man, you're throwing everything away over a little drama." Cole finally met his eyes, his voice steady, detached. "I didn't throw it away. She did." Dylan chuckled, dismissive. "Come on, man. You know how she is. She's dramatic, but that's part of her charm. You're the stable one, Cole. You're supposed to keep things steady. You don't just blow up your life over one post." For months, Cole had been the foundation, the quiet architect of their future. But in that moment, he saw it clearly. Marissa never wanted a partner. She wanted an audience, someone to quietly support her chaos while she performed for the world. "The anchor just cut the rope," Cole said flatly. He stood, walked to the door, and held it open. "And while we're at it, your key. The smugness drained from Dylan's face. He hesitated, then slowly pulled the key from his pocket and dropped it into Cole's palm. Cole closed the door behind him without another word. Marissa tried a different approach the next day, tears instead of arrogance. She sat on the couch, mascara smudged, whispering accusations. "You're ruining my life, Cole. We were supposed to get married. We were supposed to have everything. Why are you punishing me?" Cole packed methodically, each box sealed like the end of a chapter. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't console her. He let her feel the weight of her own choices. "You posted to the world that our relationship was a cage," he finally said, his tone calm but razor sharp. "I believed you." Marissa's face twisted in frustration. "That was just venting. Everyone vents online. You're supposed to understand me, not take everything literally." Cole's reply sliced through the air. "I do understand you, Marissa. That's the problem." The weeks that followed exposed the cracks in Marissa's facade. She didn't look for a new place. She didn't pack. She clung to denial, expecting Cole to cave. Every night she watched him stack boxes by the door, her fury growing with each sealed carton. But Cole wasn't just moving out. He was documenting everything. Photos of damages, receipts, even Marissa's posts. Beneath his calm exterior, he was building something else. Not just his own freedom, but a reckoning for her. The breaking point came 4 days before the movers arrived. Cole walked in to find Marissa and Dylan drunk, laughing, standing over something sacred, the scale model of the home they'd once dreamed of building together. Hours of meticulous detail, tiny furniture, landscaped gardens, all destroyed. They'd graffitied the walls, shoved a doll's heel through the roof, even placed a figurine of a dog on the master bed as a final mockery. And of course, they'd posted it online. Out with the old, in with the new, freedom unleashed. Cole's chest burned with pain, but then something shifted. His breath steadied, his resolve hardened. He didn't yell, he didn't confront them. He simply took out his phone and documented everything. The vandalized model, their laughing faces, the cruel caption. That night, while Marissa and Dylan slept off their laughter, Cole sat in the kitchen scrolling through the photos. His plan was no longer just about walking away. It was about consequences, about holding them accountable in ways they'd never see coming. The inspection arrived 2 days later. Marissa refused to attend. Cole walked through the apartment with the property manager, his notes clinical. Stains on the carpet, chips in the wall, damage that screamed carelessness. "It'll come out of the deposit," the manager said. Cole nodded, already knowing his next move. Small claims court, not for heartbreak, not for betrayal, but for dollars and cents. Proof that her freedom wasn't free. That night, Cole sent Marissa a text. "Movers arrive on the 25th, cleaning service on the 28th, lease ends on the 30th, make arrangements." Her reply was immediate. "Where am I supposed to go?" Cole stared at the message, then set his phone down, turned off the light, and let the silence answer for him. The day the movers came, the apartment was a study in contrasts. On one side, Cole's neatly stacked boxes, labeled in his precise handwriting. On the other, chaos. Marissa's belongings sprawled across the floor, clothes spilling from hampers, wine glasses tipped over, the couch stained with neglect. She sat there, arms folded, eyes burning with resentment. "You're just going to leave me here?" Cole didn't stop taping the final box. "You've had weeks, Marissa. I gave you the dates. I gave you the notice." "You're heartless!" He looked at her evenly. "No, I'm done being your safety net." For the first time in years, Marissa had no control over him. She was used to tears swaying him, to dramatic scenes pulling him back in. But Cole wasn't looking at her like a lover anymore, just a stranger who'd had too much access to his life. When the movers left, Cole paused at the door. He gave her one last look, his voice calm. "Take care of yourself." Then he walked away. Days later, the landlord sent the final deposit breakdown. As expected, the damages totaled $750, wine-stained carpet, chipped plaster, graffiti where the model had been destroyed. Cole paid it without protest, then quietly filed a claim against Marissa in small claims court. The amount, $375, her half of the damages. He didn't claim emotional pain. He didn't drag their relationship into it. He simply filed for the money she owed, supported by airtight evidence.
2 months later, the courthouse smelled of disinfectant and old paper. Cole sat in his pressed shirt and blazer, his documents neatly organized. He wasn't nervous. He was prepared. Marissa and Dylan entered, smirking, until the judge called their case. Cole laid out his evidence like an architect presenting blueprints. Logical, methodical, undeniable. The judge's verdict was swift. Judgment for the plaintiff. Miss Bennett, you are ordered to reimburse Mr. Anderson $375. Marissa's jaw dropped. Dylan muttered a curse, but Cole felt only quiet satisfaction. It wasn't about the money, it was about principle. After the case, word spread. Dylan and Marissa moved in together, but their arrangement crumbled within months. Dylan's charm couldn't pay the bills. Their laughter soured. Their freedom became a cage of their own making.
Cole thrived. His new apartment was smaller, but it was peaceful. The silence wasn't heavy anymore. It was cleansing. He worked late nights at his drafting table, designing homes, not just for clients, but for a future he now envisioned without compromise. Sometimes he thought about the model house they'd ruined. It still hurt, but it was also proof of how far he'd come. He had given Marissa her freedom, and in that freedom, she'd discovered the truth. Chaos doesn't pay the bills. Attention doesn't buy groceries. Validation doesn't keep a roof over your head. One evening, months after the court ruling, Cole hung a new blueprint on his wall. Not a house he'd designed for them, but one built for himself. It symbolized not loneliness, but freedom on his own terms. He realized he didn't need someone like Marissa to validate his worth. He had proven to himself that strength wasn't about enduring chaos. It was about choosing peace. On the last page of his notebook, Cole wrote a line for himself. Respect isn't begged for, it's enforced. Marissa had begged for freedom. He had given it to her, completely, entirely. And when she discovered that freedom came with invoices, courts, and consequences, Cole was already gone, living a life built with his own steady hands. He didn't need her apology. He didn't need her regret. The truest revenge wasn't making her pay $375. It was showing her she had lost the one thing that couldn't be replaced. A man who would have given her the world, but who now belonged only to himself.